We're back in action, baby. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to do some live song reviews tonight. I have been kind of sick, actually, and I'm sorry that I had to skip the last one. But I'm here now. Okay, I was coming down with something crazy. I don't know what it was, but slept a lot. Slept for like 2 days straight and recovered. So if you haven't been here before, you haven't done the live song review thing with us, it is basically me listening in the studio and going through your tracks and giving you feedback on the mix, the master, the production, songwriting, structure, arrangement, syncability, market viability, all that good stuff. So I'm just here to help you guys. If you guys want the help, if you need the help, if you don't, then why even show up to something like this, right? But I'm Bradley Denniston. If I don't know you, you don't know me. That's all good. I've been in music I've been making music for 26 years. So I'm 40 years old this year. Started when I was about 14 years old with electric guitar. Got into drums, writing songs, playing in bands in high school and all that good shit. And turned it into a career about, 15, 16 years ago down here in LA. I'm in Hollywood, California. This is my studio. I got 2 rooms here. And I'm just here to help you guys out. And I've worked on a lot of cool stuff. But I'm not going to go through all my credits. Love you guys. Just happy to see you guys here. So who's in the house? Who do we got? Who's always coming through? Right here, Scott. Scott's always coming through. My guy. See, some of y'all just keep showing up. And that's kind of like half the game, is just showing up. Just keep showing up. Keep putting out music. Keep getting feedback. What's up, Sean Barry? It's good to see you, bro. All right, Young Anthony, XO in the house. Brian Olson. Always the homies here. Hope Theory, good to see you. All right, some new people in here. Philippe, what's up, man? From the UK, Delta 57. Super high quality for a live. Always, man. What do you think this is? You know how we do it. Yeah, I'm listening in full quality, baby. Everything. It's good to see you guys. All right, cool. Sanch, all right. We got all the homies in here. How do you submit? You have to be on the mailing list. If you're not on the mailing list, you are not going to be heard tonight, guaranteed. I got plenty of songs to go through. But if you do want to join the mailing list, you can send me an email at info@radium-media.com. And if you guys want any mixing and mastering, professional level mixing and mastering, also hit me up. I'm booking up for October now. And then November, December, people are going to hit me like crazy for New Year's. Like, y'all got to get your shit together. That's all I got to say. All right, what's up? Last song I shared got no lyrics, like a chump. All right, dope. So you just threw an instrumental up. Richard Roosevelt in the house. All right, cool. Let's get into music, y'all. So I'm going to spend like about an hour with y'all. I'm going to go through the music on, when it was submitted, pretty much. So first come, first serve. If you are part of the roundtable, meaning you're part of the channel here on YouTube, you're going to have a little emblem, whatever, like icon next to your name. You can skip the line. Just let me know what the song is, like what the title of the song is. Would you upload, right? And I'll skip the line for you. And if you want to be a part of the channel or you want to, support the channel because you're dope like that, you can drop, I forget what they're called. They're like YouTube donation kind of thing there. But let's get it. First one up is Output 1-2. Saram. Wow, you couldn't label it anything besides Output 1-2. Real clever here. Hey, I just want to stop and say you guys get an opportunity here to market yourselves and brand yourselves and promote yourselves here on this live song review. The channel is growing by hundreds of people every week now. Channel's at like 14,000, 15,000 people, something like that. So these live song reviews stay up. So if you're not taking advantage of that, it's kind of dumb, to be honest. So yeah, label your tracks, put your name of your band in there, name of the artist, etc. Just take advantage of this shit. All right, let's listen.
One night I saw you right there beside me. Didn't even look me in the eye. Texted all my friends all about my anxiety. Wonder why we we didn't even try. I love how I fell in love with you without knowing you. I love how all the stars align. We went from strangers to lovers, but without any clue. Hope this is nothing but the truth. Hope this is nothing but all the times that we both walked together, and the way I bumped into you. All along what we had was forever, but neither of us knew.
All right, so it started out pretty promising, I'd say. Once you get to that chorus, it's like you don't have a chorus, right? So write a chorus. It's like when you get to the chorus, it should go somewhere. And right now it feels like we just dropped off a cliff and we're left without a parachute. We're like, good luck, man. That's all I got for this song. Yeah, work on a chorus. Give us something that like we're gonna come into, we're looking forward to, we're anticipating something. You're telling a story, like give us the aha moment. You feel me? Other than that, the arrangement is kind of boring, to be honest with you. Drums are kind of boring. Mix is really boring. It's like everything is just kind of lukewarm to me. Vocals feel really punched, really dissected, really sterile. Really like you put them under a microscope and you were like hitting one line over and over and over again, and it still just doesn't have the feel, there's just things missing. Vocals don't sound bad, I want to say, like sonically. I think sonically they're recorded pretty well, but it's just kind of like a meh for me. I don't know about y'all, you guys can give your feedback, but yeah, it just kind of feels like me. And then like the arrangement, like composition wise, piano, string pad, just kind of, yeah, we've heard this before. This has been done a million times. Not saying that you have to like completely reinvent the wheel, but it just kind of feels like kind of bland, kind of boring and safe. So yeah, I'd like to hear, some refreshing of things. I'd like to hear a chorus. I mean, I think number one, like we need a chorus. You feel me? Like that just ain't gonna do it for me. I don't think a lot of people would like want to hear that over and over again. Like, oh, I can't wait for this part. Like I think with pop music, especially in this style, you gotta have something a little bit more addictive. That dopamine hit. Hopefully that helps. That's my feedback on that one. Let's move on. Seed of a Dream, Sean Berry. Let's lock in. Y'all show some love if you like something, and share the show. Like just take a second right now, share the show, just copy, paste the link, share it to your Facebook, share it to your Instagram. You guys on here for free, I'm giving you some game. It's all I'm asking of you is just like share the show, participate a little bit. Throw some thumbs up, show some love, subscribe to the channel, do the basic shit you can do. Even if you're broke as fuck, you don't need to donate or anything, just share the show. All right, love y'all. Let's get into it.
Time to leave and find
I got plenty of notes on this one. I really like that you are switching things up a lot, but I'd like to hear more switch up sooner, right? Like, so the beginning with just the drums, and you're like, it's kind of boring, kind of takes too long to get the vocals in. It has like a fugazi kind of vibe to it, which I think you can kind of go into more, meaning like more dimension and spatial effects and shit, you know, throws and spacey reverbs and flangey stuff, and just like more vibey shit. I think probably the thing I like the most about the track is the harmonic structure that you're bringing in with the chords on the acoustic and stuff. I think that's really interesting to me. As a music producer, songwriter, that part of me, like the songwriter, composer kind of side of me, is like, yeah, that's dope. I love that. But then like the producer, engineer, sonic side of me is like, God damn it, I'm not getting what I want out of this song. And that gives me a limp biscuit, if you will. But yeah, man, like drums are just like poorly recorded, poorly mixed. They're not big enough. They sound like they're like recorded in a little room. It sounds cheesy, not that good. No punch, no feel to them. They're just like, you're better off like literally going in and sample replacing these drums and getting more of a tone that feels bigger, and then building the track up around the drums and the imprint of the room and stuff. Get a better vibe for the drums. They just sound too puny right now. They sound like they're like distant mic'd. Like it's like, all right, all I had was like one microphone and I just put it in front of the kit. And that's not really doing it for me. It doesn't sound like a record. It sounds kind of demo-y. Vocals get lost a lot. I don't like that part of it. Like, you're like, where'd the vocals go? There's all this other stuff going on, but like the vocals are just totally lost in the mix. I don't think that should happen in a song like this. Even if you want the vocals to be part of the music and you want it to be part of the orchestration and the composition where it just is playing an instrument, it still shouldn't be like so in the background, you know? Especially when you're singing lyrics and stuff, telling a story. So there's just parts of it that, you know, it's a very dynamic song, but I think you can still keep it dynamic with a great mix, master, you know, get some production going. But yeah, it's a pretty basic layout. What do you got? Like a drum, bass, maybe acoustic guitar, another guitar, electric maybe. So it's like a 4-piece band sort of vibe. I think it's cool. It just needs something else. It needs some production. Needs to be more of a record and more of a vibe. I want it to feel like I think every song should feel like a movie, like a full movie, right? In 3 minutes or whatever. So you should have like the beginning of the story all the way to the end. You should have the dramatic parts. I think musically you're doing that. Like theoretically, with the chord changes and you got that modulation in here, which I think is really dope. But yeah, there's other things just kind of missing about this that just aren't impacting, and a lot of it has to do with the sonics. But it's cool, man. Like I don't mind it. I just want to like feel. I want to feel like a part of the record rather than feel like I'm, you know, hanging out in your creation process and like listening to a demo. So it just got a ways to go. But yeah, dope, man. I think your guitar playing is really dope. What does that say? Vocals are cool. Makes the generic lead in feel more intentional. Yeah, it needs to feel more like cinematic or more like you're bringing us somewhere. Just doesn't feel that way to me right now. All right, so who do we got that's part of the channel here? So we got Richard Roosevelt. Let's go. I don't know what your track is, but I'm sure I could find Richard Roosevelt here. Let's find out. Mitchell, dreams do come true. Ba, 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 ba. All right, cool. So Richard Roosevelt, Late Night featuring, Jen Garcade. I don't know what that says, but let's lock in.
Headed home, ain't nothing set in stone. We gon' let it ride. Gotta keep this emotion, I gotta find a way. I've been holding my focus Just what games you trying to play? I don't know if you've noticed that I got time today. It's late night, I'm up late, it's midnight. The window, they tinted just right. I get drunk, live life, get high. It's alright, alright, alright.
Time on me, wrist too heavy, that mean my watch is swoop. Fine by me, wrist too petty, that mean my pockets swoop. All on me, cold on me like breeze. Don't fall on me, this life don't come cheap.
I'm hanging out the window, going with a wind blow. Ask my celly what he in for. Don't call me big bro, I take that as an insult. I like to sip slow, I'm hanging with my kinfolk.
We just take this drink and pour it up. I'm not sure of my thoughts, but I'm sure enough. If she really with y'all, why she calling us? All dogs go to heaven, so I guess we good.
Fucking right, we good. Fucking right, we hood. Thinking about the nights we stood on the corner, taking all the lies we took. Damn right, they shook. Hit 'em with a lightning hook. Hit 'em with a lightning bridge. Bet you can't write this shit. Better real life this shit. Bet you couldn't write this book.
Bet you can't write these flows. Keys on me.
All right, I'm feeling the vibe. Like I think you've laid out the vibe pretty well, but now it's like, where's the hook? Where's the thing, man? Come on, man. I think I really like this melody here. Let me check this out.
Don't fall on me. This life don't come cheap. That mean my watch is
Alright.
time on me. Wrist too heavy, that mean my watch is swoop. Fine by me. Wrist too petty, that mean my pockets swoop. All on me, cold on me like breeze. Don't fall on me. This life don't come cheap.
So that feels like the skeleton of a chorus, right? I would repeat that melody. Like, I want to hear that melody again. I know the track's only 2.5 minutes long, but you got to have a hook. You know, this feels like a freestyle. Like, y'all both, like, just sort of, like, freestyled it. Like, we're just going to keep going, and everything's going to keep going, and then, like, a new part, and then there's a new thing, and a new thing. But it's also kind of, like, very similar because it's kind of looping. It's just a beat. So yeah, like structuring this a little bit better, you know, give me a hook, give me something that I want to hear and like hum over and over again. And then I think it would be a lot better, to be honest. I think it'd have like more like replayability. And I think that's really important in the streaming age. You're going to be on Spotify, Apple Music, you're going to be on Deezer. Like, who here listens on Deezer, by the way? Is that a thing? Like, yeah, man, I'm all up on Deezer, adding it to my Deezer playlist. Sorry, that shit just never caught for me, but yeah, let's be real. Like, this has a vibe. Like, you've locked in the vibe. Now you and the featured artist need to like go back and go, okay, who's producing this record? Like, who's the producer? So whoever's producing it's got to be like, yo, here's what I think we need to do. We need to have a hook. And we need to make this a record, not just like a freestyle, you know, where it's like one guy singing and then the next guy pitch rapping and then the next guy pitch rapping and then the next guy singing. And you just kind of keep going and going and going for 2.5 minutes. It's like, okay, you hear that once and you're like, that was dope. And then I think you need like that addictive part, that part where people go, oh man, I fucking love that. You know, like I got to hear that again. I want to hum that. I want to play that back just so I can hear that again. I want to get that in my head, you know. When I finish this track, I'm not going to have anything stuck in my head in any sense. I'm just going to be like, cool, dope. That was a vibe. Also, like, the kick drum is, like, clipped out. It's clipping everything. So just be careful with that. I know it's, like, very easy and tempting to, like, make your kick drum just, like, really, really fucking loud. Because it makes it, like, feel like it's hitting harder. But the truth is, it doesn't feel like it's hitting harder. It actually makes it smaller. Because you have this kick drum that's going, you know, and it's like, nah. Like, you want the whole thing to come out of the speakers and fucking get right there in your face, and you still want it to punch and hit, you know. Yeah, just because the kick drum's loudest doesn't make it hit harder. That's like a big misnomer, I think, in mixing, mastering. It's like, yeah, transients are life, but when you start hitting your kick drum so hard that it's clipping, the transient gets killed. So the life of the track gets killed. And if you hear the track when the kick drum comes in, that's all you really hear. Like, I'm very focused on the kick drum when that hits.
It's alright, alright, alright.
Time on me, wrist too heavy, that me.
It's midnight, the window, they tinted just right. I get.
It's like all I'm hearing is dun 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 dun, you know, and dun dun you know. I just want that to feel. I want like the spatial atmosphere and like everything to feel more important, I guess, if that makes sense. You know, I want to feel like I'm in a movie, and this is a good vibe for, I think, for October as well. It's kind of got like that kind of like, you know, washy sound, and you know, it's cool. I like it. I think the track's dope, but those are my notes on it. I hope that helps. I hope you're like, yo, that's a good idea. If not, it's all good. You don't have to use any of my ideas. E-Master, tell me your name. Roland Vega. Let's get it. Piercy Blue, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro.
There are moments when we're captured by surprise, like a painting on the wall of just baby's cry. This is something that just happened, so insane. I don't know, I don't care, just tell me your name. Tell me your name. Tell me your name. It's a never-ending whisper in my ear, and it's telling me,
I felt like the song was over right there. No, I like this. I like this. It's very dreamy. It's got a really cool vibe to it. Feels like you know, I'd say like probably the 90s, like Chris Isaac kind of stuff, you know, which I love, by the way. I think that's a super dope vibe. Yeah, dreamy, vibey. Overall, I think it's pretty balanced. I'm kind of bored with the whole like that whole thing. I'm like, it's kind of boring. Like maybe some new elements, you know, new rhythm elements. Like you have the padded, you know, that kind of stuff. I think that's cool. Maybe some strings come in, you know, like a quartet or something. But it's pretty cool. I think overall it needs a mix. It doesn't sound like big enough, you know. It doesn't sound like a record to me. But that's hard, man. Like I think a lot of y'all like really think that like when you're making something you're like, this is very competitive, you know. But I'd say and I'm not trying to be a dick at all in any sense. I'd say that from like good, like, you know, pretty good music, like where this is, I think, to like great fucking records, like that distance, I don't think a lot of people understand how many nuances have to happen. And that's like from here on Earth to fucking Saturn. That's the distance. That's the difference in distance. And I think a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm really close. I'm really close. No, you're not. You're really not that close. There's a lot of subtleties. There's like the harmonies. There's the vocal delivery and performance. There's the storytelling. There is the arrangement and surprise elements. There's the players on the track, right? The composition's a big deal and a big part of it, but then you get into all the nitty gritty of all the sonics, the tuning, the timing, the pocket, the mix itself, and what the mix is doing and how it feels and how it makes somebody feel, right? Like this needs to be dreamy and everything, but it still needs to be competitive. Still needs to have dimensions. So you got the vocal should be like really in your face, almost like you're sitting at like a bedside with someone, like, tell me your name, you know? And then those background vocals can feel deeper, right? So it's all about, it's like if you've ever seen, what's the dude with the afro that paints? Bob, whatever. Like if you ever see what he does, like when he's painting, he's like, yeah, and then we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And he makes this dimension happen in his paintings where it doesn't actually happen until he puts the little trees in the very, very back in the distance of the mountain and shit. And then he puts like the things in the forefront. He puts the trees up front and the rocks and the streams. And a lot of people making records right now, they're missing that. They just are not getting that. They don't know how to achieve it. They don't know how to achieve making this up front and making this way back here and, you know, blurred, and this over here and that over there, and then the doubles and the vocals floating around this. They don't know how to do that. That's a skill set. So that's just something that I notice a lot with records. Yeah, Bob Ross, exactly. Yo, Tommy Guns, baby. Appreciate the super chat. It means a lot. Every time you guys do a super chat, you subscribe to the channel, like it supports the channel. I try really, really hard to keep doing YouTubes and like give you guys tutorials and give you plug-in of the weeks and all that stuff. Do these live song reviews. It's really hard to keep up with if there's like literally nothing supporting the channel, right? Like I'm just like working my ass off, trying really hard to make stuff for you guys for free. So I really, really appreciate $20 goes a long way. YouTube will take 40% of that. You know what I mean? So it just helps me do this stuff. You know, this channel generates, like, I'll be 100% crystal clear honest with you guys. This channel generates negative money every month, you know, because the channel itself with like the ads and all that, it'll generate around $200 to $300 a month. And then when I take out like my editor, like paying my editor and my time and all that stuff, it ends up being like negative $1,000. You know what I mean? So I do this, I actually dip into my pocket to do this stuff for you guys. Like that's no bullshit. And speaking of which, I want to actually give away a microphone. So tonight I'm going to pick a winner out of all the songs I'm hearing tonight. And I'm going to really judge the songs on everything, like the full circle. Songwriting, performance, mix and master, sonics, you know, how well it really like catches me and makes me feel. And, you know, I know that music is very subjective. It's just kind of part of the game. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a winner tonight, and I'm going to give away this Sennheiser microphone. And it's actually a really cool microphone, and it's great for podcasting. You know, if you're doing a lot of like just stuff where you're doing Zoom calls and shit, this thing's awesome. And it actually sounds really good. It's really easy to use. It has like these little faders on it. I'm not sponsored by Sennheiser, you guys. I'm not making any money for giving you guys a microphone for free. They actually gave this to me for free, and I really like it. I thought it was dope, so I want to give one of them away here on the channel. So it's called Sennheiser Profile Mic, just a really dope mic. It's a USB mic, which I would never think sounded as good as it does. So you just literally plug it directly into USB, directly into your computer. You don't need a preamp, you don't need an interface, you don't need shit. And a lot of y'all, I've heard some of your music. A lot of y'all are like recording with less than phone microphones. So if you need something to just kind of step it up a little bit, this would be it, right? So I'm gonna give this one away. Not this one, but I'll send one to someone that I think sent in the best song tonight. I'm gonna try to do that every time I do song reviews. I'm gonna try to give away something. So tonight it's gonna be the Sennheiser profile mic. Pretty dope. Anyway, let's get back to the music. That's my feedback on this one. I really do like the song, and I like the vibe that it has. I think that that's kind of the overall thing that I enjoy the most of this song. And the vocal's pretty good as well. But overall, it's like the mix and the sonics and changing things up and adding instruments and movement and stuff. I think that's where you're going to get a lot out of it. Even drum parts. All right, so let's move on. What do we got? Let's see. Lil Kim, Mastered Hit Music Entertainment. If this is actually Lil Kim, I'm just going to skip it. I'm not going to, review Lil Kim. All right, check it out. All right, so first thing, like right away that I hear is that you didn't fade your sample. So the 808, the boom, 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 that filtered 808 sample or whatever it is, kick drum, I don't know what it is, but it's clipping every time you have a little click in there because you don't have a faded sample. So it's going tick, 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 tick. So just take care of that shit. That's the basics.
Dead or alive, every top 5, and I'm serious. Crotchless pennies in a leather version, I seen it delirious. My man retired his jersey and the rappers got pregnant on purpose. You can't hear my laughter, suck my dick, gonna wrap my balls like it's Christmas. Never trust a nigga word to Kaya, he'll fuck your friend, bitch. Maybe on moms too, these hoes relentless. I'm all about bags, with money grabs, love to fuck Libras, maybe a Sag. Got an Aries tatted on me, dick was ridiculous. My man is Biggie, he bought me titties. Ain't bought me ass, the ship and Gilly. Fuck the ship and wallow. Got them done in Philly. You bitches mad, walking around all silly. My man is Biggie, he bought me titties. Ain't bought me ass, the ship and Gilly. Fuck the ship and wallow. Got them done in Philly. You bitches mad, walking around all silly. I feel like Kim, little Kim, bitch. Feel like Kim, bitch. I feel like Kim, little Kim, bitch. I feel like Kim, bitch. I feel like Kim, little Kim, bitch. I feel like Kim, bitch.
Yeah, this is kind of dope. I mean, I get the vibe. I get exactly what you're going for here. It feels like a club track, straight up. So that's what I would go for on everything. On the mix, on the sonics. They're not there. It's so far from like sonically being a club track. I think you have a really good demo here. I think you have here's the demo. Now you got to send it to a mixing engineer, get it mixed, get it mastered, put some money behind it, and then market it, get some visuals and some promo going. Whether you're like shooting at a strip club or you're doing like you can get like one of those like scenes, like photo scenes or whatever, where you just shoot in a couple different scenes. We have them all over LA, especially in the arts district, fashion district here in LA, downtown. But this is an easy, it's a layup, man. Like you can make this a club banger. It's not there. Like the low end's not there, the punch isn't there, the vocals aren't there. There's clicks and pops throughout the whole thing. There's mouth noises. Like that shit is just like, that's super novice with the mix. So the production wise, like, yeah, you want to keep it simple, make it really big though, like impactful with the mix. And that's what songs like this are really supposed to be. This is supposed to be at the club, everyone's at the club like, boom, 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 having bottles, maybe even the strip club. I don't hate, I'm from Portland, Oregon, I grew up around strip clubs, believe it or not. It's just kind of like, it's like part of my upbringing. Like I skateboarded Burnside Bridge, born and raised Portland, Oregon. It's a dirty city, lots of, back when I grew up there, it was actually a lot cleaner, I'd say. But you know, strip club per capita, the most strip clubs in anywhere. So it's kind of one of those spots. But I think it's dope. I think it has a place. And yeah, I wouldn't say that this, you know, this could be something. This could be something. It's just not there sonically. So I'd say like mix and master wise, performance is dope. I think the artist, the female vocalist on is really good. If you want mixed notes, you know, there's too many for me to even start, but low end's not there. Drums need to hit a lot harder. Vocals are over de-essed and you EQ them crazy. I don't know why, maybe because the way they were recorded, they probably weren't recorded the best, but she sounds like she has a lisp because of how much de-essing you did. You know, I'll just show you a little area here.
Love to fuck Libras, maybe a Sag. Got an Aries tatted on me, dick was rich.
You know, like that right there, like I don't know if that's on purpose or not. I don't know if that's how she actually sounds, but it sounds weird. It doesn't sound natural. So the vocal sounds murky, but it also sounds like too bright in certain areas. Yeah, you just got it kind of all over the place. But that's all mixed notes for me. I think it's a dope track. I think for what that is and what you're going for, you're nailing it. Like you're nailing that vibe. And I would also say like up at the beginning when you just have the filtered 808 going on, give us like some ad-libs or something. Like tell us something's coming. You know what I mean? Not just like boop, 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 boop. Like just give us something. Have her do some ad-libs at the top. All right, let's move on. Just Josh, Dreams. Joshua Evans Robson. I think Josh usually has some dope shit for us. Let's tap in.
Lost inside my ways, no longer blow the haze. Kept me in a daze, and I'm trying to change my ways. I've been focused on the plays, mapping out the maze, trying to keep my pace. You know this life is just a race. What they don't tell you it's a marathon. You find out the path is very long. Try to seek the strength to carry on. Hold on to the love until it's gone. Reciprocate the pain, feeling harm. Don't wanna break you down, I need you strong. If I can pay amounts to leave you alone, wanna feel like a stranger on the roam. Vacate the place I called home. Dove inside my spirit, now I'm grown. Conscious had to clear it, let's move on. Life is what you make it, now it's known. Time we gotta make it, pause the moan. Man, for a minute let me zone. Find a piece of peace to a tone. Never out of reach, just gotta reach for your phone. I had these dreams where I gave up everything.
All right, so I got notes like right off the top, you know, your kick drum is just like totally clipped out at like, I'd say the 200 to 500 area, just way too much in the kick drum. It's just like, plum, plum, plum. So I'd watch that area. It's taking over the whole mix. You're clipping out on that and it just doesn't sound good. I think there's a fine line with like boom bappy kind of kick drums like this, where you want them to sound like MPC style. You want them to be a little bit distorted. You want them to be fatter and thicker in that 300 area. But then there's like that limit, that threshold where it just sounds like a boxy piece of poop, you know? So this is just getting really boxy. It's starting to sound like a cardboard box is getting thumped on. So the kick drum is just like not doing it for me. And then when you get to the chorus here, I think your rap is dope. Like I love the pocket you did here. And I like the bouncy flow. Right here, like I don't know, like triplets, 16th kind of vibes here. This is sick.
Mapping out the maze, trying to keep my pace. You know this life is just a race. What they don't tell you it's a marathon. You find out the path is very long. Try to seek the strength to carry on. Hold on to the love until it's gone.
You know, it's dope that you like kind of flipped it up right there. I think that's really cool. But overall, like sonically, like the drums are like too much almost. And then I think also when you go to the chorus, it's really not clear what you're trying to do. And I got it after a little bit, like going like, oh, okay, so you're trying to play off the sample, and the sample being like, you know, it's talking about dreams or something. The problem is the sample like is so in the back and it's so like, you know what I'm saying? So what I would do is try to get that idea to come across better. maybe you could double it, you know, and you could sing a little bit of it, like on dreams, da 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 da. I'm gonna have my dreams, da da da. Like follow the melody, maybe an octave down or something. So that idea is clear, because it feels like you just drop off a cliff and we're like, where'd he go? Like, is the song over? You know, I feel like that's how I feel when I hear this part.
Piece two, we're telling about how to reach, gotta reach for your phone. I had these dreams.
You know, and then all of a sudden you're like, I had these dreams, and you're like, what? Like, I'm missing context, I feel like. So that's another thing, like, just kind of throws me off. But you know, like, look at it, like, I'm hearing these songs for the very first time ever in my life, and I'm hearing them in my studio on my speakers that I know, like, intimately, right? Like, I spend, I don't think you guys really get it. Like, I spend 60, 70 hours a week listening to music, producing, composing, mixing, and mastering in detail in this specific position. You feel me? And I listen on different headphones, and I listen to the music over and over and over again, and I dissect music. Like, that is my job. That is my career. I've been doing that for most of my life. I mean, not on these speakers in this room, but I've literally, that's what I've done my whole life. So, you know, if I'm hearing something for the first time and I'm telling you this stuff, it's like straight up just my first reaction. That's just what I feel and what I'm getting out of it. And I want you guys to understand that. I don't want to, you know, come off as like, oh yeah, you know, like you see a lot of people on TikTok and stuff doing song reviews now, right? It's like they're listening on some headphones and they're got their face in the phone camera going like, yeah, I like the song, but I think you got to stop doing this. Like we're not talking about that. I'm talking about like, we're going like, deet. Like, we're going to go many levels deep on this, okay? I'm not just going to give you feedback on like, I like this song, I don't like this song because you sound like this guy or whatever. I'm talking about like sonically, like market viability records, you know? We're trying to get to the level of like let's see in the comments, because there's 21 people on here right now. How many people here out of the 21 people on this live right now, and just say yes or me or throw a thumbs up, whatever. How many of y'all are really trying to be in the music industry? You want to make a living making music. You want to be on tour. You want to release records that get streaming numbers that start to pay some of your bills. You want to get a fan base going. You want to, you know, grow something, a business out of music. How many of you guys and girls? So 22 people out of 22 people on this live stream, because I want to know, who should I even be talking to? How deep should I be going into these songs? What kind of feedback are y'all looking for? Are you really trying to like be in the league? You trying to be Kobe Bryant? You trying to like get the NBA contract? Or are you trying to play high school basketball and like drink some beers in your driveway and play guitar? I don't know. So let me know. I just want to know like who is trying to do that. And I'm not saying like, yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, there's no room for that in the music business. Like, there's no room for like, that would be awesome, I would love to do that, that would be really great. No, it's like, who's really committed to this? Like, who's writing songs every day? Who's in the studio every day? Even if they got a day job, they're like, I still put in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours in the studio. I write every day, I produce every day. What are you trying to do? Like who's in here to really make a business out of it, a career? You treat it like a job. You wake up early, you stay up late, you do your weekends, you give them up. You give up the barbecues and the hangouts and all that shit, and you work on your music business. Like, you're making content every day, you're promoting, you're producing records, you're spending marketing budget, you're hiring producers, you're hiring songwriters, collaborating with people that are better than you. You're hiring mixing and mastering engineers. You're putting out records that are actual things that you've invested in, not just you on your laptop, you made a song and you're like, I'm gonna put it on DistroKid because I can. Like, what? Who am I talking to? Okay. I just want to know, like, what the fuck are we doing here? Am I just like going, good job, I like that snare drum? Or am I talking to people that really want to do this? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, Scott, Brian, the Delta. I want to build a bass, but I have my own sound, and I know it's not for everyone. Okay. Yeah. I think everyone's sound is not for everyone. If 50% of the world hates your music and the other 50 like it, you still got over 4 billion people that like your music. All right, Brian, cool. Michael Harris. All right, Chroma, okay, me, okay. I do it all this. Nice. Okay. All right, so about half of the people watching right now are really like, yeah, I want to make a career out of this. And the other half, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are doing. You're like, I just love art. I love music. That's cool too. Nothing wrong with that. But this show, like what I'm really going to focus on is like helping people get to the next level. Like I'm not trying to like tell you guys like, good job, keep going. Like I'm going to tell you like, yo, that's not it. You know? Like you want to compete, you can't put that out. Like Josh, that's a SoundCloud demo. Like straight up. I'll be real with you. I think you can take it too. All right, let's move on. Minute to Midnight, the Delta 57, Sean McMillan. Let's tap in.
Is Europe's disease carried on the wind? Is it, Ben?
Could be. How would it ever die?
I don't blame you for being edgy, but get this straight. I didn't double-cross you.
Bad news?
Seen the headlines?
Fun's already set.
Rather.
A few moments ago, Butcher Benton, without revealing the whereabouts,
Is it possible this germ or virus could be
Boys'
airborne?
crimes against society in the gas chamber in San Quentin.
Anything is possible.
The Lord search.
I'm not going to review this. This is basically an instrumental with a bunch of like sampled clips of things. Fine, but I don't review instrumentals on this channel. I'm only going to review songs. And if it's your first time here, you know, I make that pretty clear. Even on the upload folder, I put no instrumentals. So yeah, don't upload instrumentals. It's okay if you did, but I'm not going to be all mad about it. I don't give a shit. Ian Crombie, Love Comes, Final Tracks. Let's check it out.
Love comes in all shapes and sizes, wearing disguises that time can see through. Get ready for one of nature's surprises.
Love comes in all shapes and sizes.
She put her cold wet nose on my pillow and licked my face. And it never fails, I trip on her tail when the Duchess of Barking decides to give chase. But if it came to it, I know she would do it. There's no doubt in my mind. She'd give up her life if it meant saving mine. Love comes in all shapes and sizes, wearing disguises that time can see through. Get ready for one of nature's surprises.
Love comes in all shapes and sizes.
Could be a short, fat, bald-headed man with a great big heart, or a statuesque actress, someone out of practice, attractive and blessed with all the right parts. Well, there's no way of telling with internet dating how someone will turn out to be. But that smile is all I needed to see. Love comes in all shapes and sizes, wearing disguises that time can see through. Get ready for one of nature's surprises.
Love comes in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, I think this is actually really charming. It's a really charming composition. And I think overall, like the actual writing for it and like the melodies and like storytelling, the lyrics, like it all like fits together really well. The one thing that I think is kind of missing, is kind of off to me, is the instrumental part of it. The instrumental part is confusing to me. Like, it feels like you're trying to do reggae, and then it's like roots reggae, right? Like, it's like Bob Marley roots reggae, but then there's also kind of like a UK like ska kind of thing going on. So like Rude Boy kind of thing, right? Like, it's a cool song. Like, it has something there. I think there's something very interesting about it, and it's charming, and I think it puts a smile on your face, and the melodies are really fun. It's just like a feel-good kind of vibe. But overall, as far as like the like sonic qualities and like cleaning up everything, it needs some love, you know? Like, it's almost like you've got the demo now. Now, like, get the players, right? Like, you get the organ player going, and totally like Brian is saying Disney, right? Like, it definitely feels like a Disney film. The Hope Theory, yeah, could be in a Disney film. It feels like a score piece, like a song that would go into a Disney film for sure. You know, a la Little Mermaid sort of vibe. But yeah, it needs like the real players. It needs to come to life. And I'm not sure that the singer is really the right singer on it. And if they are, I think you got to make it more towards that singer. Because right now it feels like too reggae. And it's interesting because, like, for the reggae vibe, like, you really got to pick a lane on this. You got to be like, yo, I want to go reggae, roots reggae, a la, you know, a little Rude Boy kind of stuff. Like the Scotalites or the Specials, right? Like, come on, this is exactly what it's reminding me of. Is like this kind of like and some of y'all are gonna get like some game here, you know, because I don't know, my catalog of music in my brain is really fucking deep. It's deep, baby. I listen to everything. Let's listen to some of this. Monkey Man might be a good one.
Stop your messing around. Better think of your future. Time is straighten right out. Creating problems in town. Routine. A message to you, routine.
Yeah, that's the vibe, right? You know, just a little bit more Disney, a little more orchestrated, but yeah, you got to update that sound. I don't think you can get away with this being like fully MIDI mock-up kind of vibes. But it's cool, man. I like it. Good work, Ian. Killing it. I got time for maybe one or two more. Let me see here. Late night. I think we already got that. Oh, where are we? Where are we? Left, right. Jacob James Vogel. Let's lock in.
It's out of control. It's like all this something came from nothing. I don't even know how to feel anymore. I need to breathe. Hiding from paparazzi. I changed my style. Sneak out the back up and hang with you for a while. I can be a lovely woman. Give me a chance. I know you're lonely, girl. I've seen your TikTok dance. Left, right, I won't be with you tonight. 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 This isn't for show. I've been struggling
incognito. Hit the dive bars, sit in the back with Billy Joe and the other stars. Let's get some Cheetos at 7-Eleven. Go back to your place and find ourselves in heaven. Left, right, I won't be with you tonight. Left, right, I won't be with you tonight. Left, right.
Yeah, I dig this. I think this is super dope. I just think overall it's just sonic shit that has, you got problems with the mix here. You know, like brittle high end, it's all fucked up there. And then like your overall level is just like not competitive at all. Like there's no way you could put this out and people like would listen to this and take it seriously. I mean, maybe you could have in the 90s, people would be like, oh, this is dope. You know, they find the CD at like Tower Records, like a bootleg kind of vibe. Definitely like a post, you know, like 80s kind of vibe, which I fucking love. I dig so much. Overall, I think there are some parts where you can pocket the vocals a little bit better and some of the writing might be a little bit sloppy, you know, but that's just like maybe kind of part of the style as well. Just kind of that like trashy vibe, you know, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think this needs to come to life with a mix. Like you need to get it to kind of jump out of the speakers. Like I always compare your sound, Jake, to LCD sound system, right? I think if you're going to do this style right now in 2023, you got to do LCD sound system, but even more sonically pleasing. And that's going to be really, really fucking tough because, you know, they had all the analog synths. Like they used a bunch of Moogs on their shit and they used, what was it? They just used a ton of analog synths in their stuff. Even like down to the point where they were making their drum tracks all off of analog synths and analog drums. Creating everything from scratch. So you can do that kind of vibe, more modern. And, you know, you got the drums in there, you got the actual band kind of set up, which I think is really cool. But yeah, it's cool, man. Like I really like it. I think it's mainly sonic stuff, you know, mix master stuff. Yeah, it's so true, Piercy, 100%. High end is one of the hardest things to balance. It's very, very hard because you want it to be like crispy and you want it to be clear. But sometimes you want the high end to be, you know, soft and subtle or analog sounding and rolled off like a tape machine. I think you really have to understand the gear. Like that's why we're called engineers, right? Because we literally have to understand what a tape machine does at 7.5 IPS, 15 IPS, 30 IPS, what the different tape does, 256 versus, you know, like, you know, different formats, GP9, right? I might just be speaking completely Greek to some of y'all, but some of y'all are like, yeah, totally. Or like a Studer versus an Otari tape machine, 2-inch tape machine versus half-inch, right? What are all these things doing? What are pentode tubes doing versus what are triode tubes doing, right? So odd and even harmonics and that kind of stuff. And what is the gear really doing? It's not just about, like a lot of times people are looking at plugins and they're going, oh, this plugin is modeled after an 1176. But it's like, yo, do you know what a fucking 1176 is? Do you know what that hardware unit actually does? Do you know where the sweet spot is on the input gain? Do you know how much compression to give it to hit the sweet spot of an 1176? Do you know the difference between a Silverface, a Blue Stripe 76, or a Blackface 76, and what those differences are? How do they sound different? What are the input and output transformers? You get what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of different technical shit that, I mean, I went and got a college degree in sound, you know, where I studied all this. But anyway, I'm not going to bore everybody with that shit. All I'm saying is like you have to have that technical ability down. I'll show you guys a mix maybe. How about that? Like I'll show you a mix that I've done. Maybe something recently. I've been doing a lot of random stuff too. Like I'll show you something maybe like a punk rock mix or something that I've done. Because I always think it's fun to like show different vibes. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a great one, actually. Jake Hayes, Maudlin Strangers. This is one I just recently finished up. Really happy with it. He's super happy about it. It's called Don't Worry, I'm Fine. I actually did a whole masterclass on this, and it went to, we did 4 versions rounds of revisions and everything, and I think we landed on V4A. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you something I mixed and mastered recently. Okay, and you guys can kind of check it out and kind of understand where I'm expecting sonics to go. And you guys give me feedback too. Like, hey, that sounds like shit, Brad. All right, let's go. Anyway, that one's coming out soon, hopefully. Appreciate you guys coming through. Thanks for, uploading your music, letting me hear it, and giving you feedback. I think that's always fun. And I'll see you guys next time. All right? Peace.